Welcome back to DAGryffyn Hobby. My name's Dave. This past weekend I went to the Allentown Spring Thaw train meet. The Allentown train shows, the First Frost and the Spring Thaw, are always fantastic shows. There were, as usual, many things I could have purchased. I did find a Atlas Reading GP38 dummy, but I just didn't feel like spending $100 on a dummy when the engine, the powered engine that I have, the K-Line one, was like 90 bucks. You know, so I'd rather wait to try to find another K-Line for that's powered than spend $100 on an Atlas one that's not. But it would have matched up probably perfectly with my K-Line unit. So even though it was a dummy, I'm thinking I really probably should have gotten it. But hey, it's too late. So there were a number of things there. Lots of really great trains. And I felt like a lot of really good deals. In the past, I've done the $20 train show challenge, which slowly inflated to the $30 train show challenge, which really made that change because when I started the $20 train show challenge, I was collecting mostly post-war stuff, so it was easier to find $5 and $10 cars. Once I got more into some of the more scale-sized cars, it was a lot harder to find a $5 or $10 car. So at that point, I decided to push it up to 30. And at times, maybe it went up to 35. The point is, I don't know what the point is. I guess the point is to get myself in a mindset of not spending too much money and just enjoying the show. But this show was groundbreaking. Introduction to the $5 train show challenge. Yep, other than the ticket, I only spent $5. But I'm pretty happy with that purchase. I picked up this Marx Commodore Vanderbilt shell. One with a headlight, the New York Central tag up front's pretty good, and more importantly, it's got the trim pieces up top for the headlight and for the top of the boiler. And as I look at this, it looks like it's in better condition than the engines that I bought this to take the trim off for. So maybe I'll end up using this shell just as it is. You know, clean it up, spruce it up a little bit, and then put it on one of the motors and get it going. For $5 to find one with all the trim on it, I was pretty happy. My buddy Adele Hudson not only gave me the stickers, but he donated his Thomas. He said it doesn't work so great, but it's got parts that mine's missing. Most importantly, the roof. I'm still going to try to 3D print it because I just think that would be neat. But I've got another Thomas. So now I'm thinking I need to fit a coupler on the front so I can double head Thomas. That just seems wrong. I don't know that I should do that. But I was impressed recently when I threw a bunch of cars behind Thomas. He performs pretty well. So I think two of them would probably pull a whole lot of cars. This will probably go sit over there by the other Thomas for a little while, but I appreciate having it because now I've got some of the parts to fix up the other one. Hopefully I can take the two, make one really good one. I'm not a Thomas wizard. Is there another engine in the Thomas universe that is the same engine that I could paint this to so that Thomas has a friend? That might be an interesting project. I think I just broke the front. Nope, that's how it comes apart. I guess there are a couple screws in there, and those are the gears for making the eyes move. Whew, scared myself there for a second. A while back, I bought a gas station, a service station, partially because it was labeled as Dave's service station. I figured I needed to have that. It's a pretty bland model. It's missing a lot of detail pieces. And one of my buddies said he had an old clock that was pretty much the same thing with a lot of nice detail pieces on it, and I could have it if I wanted it. So a friend donated this to the collection, an old mobile gas desktop clock. The clock mechanism is missing, but there's some really great detail parts on here. The signs, the barrels, the pumps, the lift, the stuff on the back wall. So whether I take this off the base and modify it and use this, or use the parts from this to modify the other one, I don't know what I'll do, but I mean, the layout is big enough for two gas stations, but I definitely need the other one because it's Dave's service station. I just need that. But this is awesome because this has got a lot of nice stuff on it. And if I cannibalize this for the other or use it somewhere else anyway, it's a win. So thank you very much. I'm looking forward to using this. And I just realized 10 minutes into this recording that I never turned off the fan, so you're probably hearing a background buzz the whole time. So I'm sorry about that. Usually I try to turn that off. Before we get into taking a look at all the stuff that was available at the show, I just want to show you a little part of the layout that I was fiddling with last night. I really haven't done much out here because this winter has been a little brutally cold. I've put the heat on and wrapped myself in a blanket and come out here a couple times, but really work seems to have ceased. It has afforded me the time to stand back and look and consider and think about what it is I want to do. This year I really would like to prioritize getting some greens on the layout. You may have seen in some videos I've got some trees. Those I've just picked up here and there and just kind of shoved them into the layout just to hopefully inspire myself to get moving on some scenery. But I'd like to really get working on that. Now that the expansion is working and only needs a few little tweaks, I can run the trains. So I don't need to worry about finishing that section. I can work maybe starting from the other corner of the layout and going from there, or picking some scenes and starting on some scenery there. This section of the layout where the loops used to go through the mountain, I've been trying to figure out what to do with that. Do I pull the upper loop closer to the edge? Do I fill out the mountain? What are my options and what would make sense? And I've gone through all sorts of different ideas, but I was standing here last night and I looked at this spot and I said, let me throw a tunnel over there. So I threw the Lionel tunnel portal there and I was looking at it. I'm like, yeah, I could, mock up, like a dead rail that just for scenery purposes. And I was like, wait a minute, I need a road coming out of the mountain. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'll shorten that portal down so it's not so tall. Maybe the road will come here over the tracks. We'll probably turn and go over the lift bridge. Also, I stuck the automated billboard over there and a couple of trees, and whether or not it stays like that, I'm excited to see some sort of ideas flush themselves out, because let's face it, I need to clean this thing up and get some scenery on this layout. That's really the only thing that's changed out here, other than everything being piled up all over everything, because that's what happens in the winter when I'm not working on the layout. Back to the show. I was there for a while, didn't stay the whole time. I usually do. It's a great show. But unfortunately, I had other things to do. I didn't get any footage of the layouts. I just wasn't feeling it. But I tried to get a good amount of pictures from the vendors to show what was available. And I feel like some of the prices were really very reasonable. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on DAGryffyn Hobby.